It is all on the line on a Friday night in November. Spots in the third round up for grabs in the South Carolina High School League playoffs and a couple of berths in the state championship on the line as well. In Skeeza, we are coming down to it. We are getting late across our slates here in the Lowco and beyond, and we have a couple of good ones heading towards the finish here with big stakes on the line. And this is Wes Kerr here, second round action of the High School League and Skeeza playoffs. And we have ourselves some good ones, including in Colleton Prep, where the Warhawks pulling off a dramatic late touchdown. Cale Owens with a phenomenal touchdown pass as the Warhawks take a slim lead with under 2 minutes to go as they try to make their way to the state championship game in Skeeza 1A. They are up 22-16. Hilton Head is looking good. We have the feed right now from Buford's own. The Seahawks are up 24-7. They've scored 24 unanswered points after Wilson scored early. And how about this? Just coming in, Hilton Head Prep with a 33-28 lead over PD Academy. They are trying to make it to the Skeeza 2A championship game after stunning Colleton Academy. 4 minutes to go there. And it is official at Colleton Prep. The Warhawks are marching on to the state championship game on a dramatic go-ahead touchdown with about a minute and change left in the game. Cale Owens with the heroics. Colleton Prep wins it 22-16, and they are headed to South Carolina State next Saturday for the Skeeza 1A state championship, and they will meet the winner of Williamsburg Academy and Thomas Heyward, and that one in action as well, as the Williamsburg Academy Stallions hold a 30-20 lead over Thomas Heyward. And what a performance right there, coming from behind by the Warhawks of Colleton Prep. And so they will compete next week in the Skeeza 1A state championship. We will see you there as Cale Owens and company will compete for the title coming up on next Saturday. So congratulations to the Warhawks, the first team that has booked their spot on Championship Saturday here in the Lowco. They win it 22-16. Just greatness right there from Cale Owens with the go-ahead touchdown pass very late, and that one still in a long injury timeout over at Hilton High. But how about the Hilton Head Prep Dolphins looking to pull off a second stunner in a row? They lead it 33-28 as time ticks down at PE Academy. Can the Dolphins do it again and move on to what would be an improbable appearance in the Skeeza 2A state championship game? Let's see if they're able to shut the door and pull this one out at PD Academy, which would be an unbelievable achievement for Doug McFadden's team at Hilton Head Prep. And then Hilton Head Christian Academy also trying to make a rally. They have cut to 29-21. They're taking on Wilson Hall. That is in the fourth quarter over there. We have that feed alongside the Hilton Head one. And looks like Wilson Hall just pulled off a long play as they try to extend the lead. The Barons of Wilson Hall, offensive prowess continuing over there against the Hilton Head Christian Academy Eagles. They have the ball right around the Hilton Head Christian Academy. Just went in the red zone, right around the 19. They have a 29-21 lead over the Hilton Head Christian Academy Eagles as they take over to the outside and get a good positive gain. So Hilton Head Christian trying to desperately make a stop. They are down by 8. But we have told you that Colleton Prep is heading to the state championship in Skeeza 1A. They will face the winner of Williamsburg and Thomas Heyward. Williamsburg up by 10 in the fourth quarter. And then back in the high school league, Hampton County rolling 28-10. Jalen Singletary with a 4-touchdown game, one of them being, I believe, a defensive score. He also has 3 rushing offensive touchdowns in this game for the Hurricanes. They are looked to be cruising on to the third round in the South Carolina High School League 2A bracket. And of course, Hilton Head, they are up by a score of 24-7 over Wilson. So that is where we stand right now. The Warhawks have punched their ticket in dramatic fashion. It was looking dire just a few minutes ago, but Cale Owens with a 40-yard go-ahead touchdown pass with just over a minute or so left to go, and the Warhawks are back in the Skeeza State Championship next weekend. What a season has been for Greg Langdale and those Warhawks after suffering a tough season opening defeat to JP2. They have not looked back, and this was quite remarkable what they were able to do tonight in just very difficult circumstances, having to traverse the field very quickly, and you lean on the guy who brought you there, and that's Cale Owens. He has been downright sensational all season long, and that's going to be a vintage moment that will live on for a long time over there at Colleton Prep. What Cale Owens was just able to do to send his Warhawks to the Skeeza 1A state championship game. So they will await Williamsburg or Thomas Heyward. Right now, the Stallions are up 30-20, and that is in the fourth quarter as we are back live at Hilton Head. 25 seconds to go in the third. Looks like the Wilson Tigers have the football as they try to come to this league. Wilson kind of gambled and tried to fake punt, and it flew up in their faces. The Seahawks got the stop, and very quickly after that, Thaddeus Sarnecki ran in for the touchdown, and that stretched the lead to 24-3. But Wilson scored the first points of the game on a tough sequence for the Seahawks. Zarnecki fumbled inside the 10, got it back in a long touchdown pass very quickly after that, put Wilson on the board. But then the Seahawks offense getting into high gear, a touchdown run from Ranishevsky after a really well-designed fake on fourth down to set up that touchdown. And then later on, some more fireworks from Jeremiah Walters on a great pass after he broke a pass on fourth down. So Walters has had a terrific game. The defense has been impactful, putting pressure on Wilson's offense throughout this game. And after that first touchdown, there's been tough sledding for the Tigers here at the Nest as the Seahawks try to move on to the third round, and they will face the winner of Great Collegiate and Hartsville, which last we checked was a very competitive game. I think we all expected a Great Collegiate to roll in that one, but Hartsville, last we checked, was right there with a small leader or down by a score or so. So we're trying to find another update from that game. Hartsville and Great Collegiate. The winner of that game will play the winner of Hilton and Wilson. The Seahawks right now in pretty good shape as we stand right now, as Wilson Hall has stretched the lead to 37-21. The Barons able to respond with 6:30 to go. Hilton Head Christian Academy with a lot of work to do. They are down by 16. Only two scores and two-point conversions to tie it after Wilson Hall scored and converted the 2-point try. So 37-21 Barons over the Eagles of Hilton Head Christian Academy. It is looking up sledding right now for the Eagles as
Beaufort County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's Own to bring
Wilson
you
Hall
all this great high school sports action again
right
this
there.
season.
So,
you can find BCTV on
once
cable,
again in the high school league,
and on the BCTV app. Head over to BeaufortCounty.tv for more information on Beaufort County TV.
Over there
Beaufort
at the
County
Nest.
TV, broadcasting our community.
Speaking of which, an update. It's been all Great Collegiate, 42-21, so it's looking like the Seahawks will welcome in Great Collegiate if they're able to hold on against Wilson, which will be quite a test for Hilton High if they're able to finish off that one and move on to round 3. But Hilton Head would host that game. They'll be at the Nest next week. It's looking like Great Collegiate a 42-21 lead over Hartsville. Hampton County controls 28-10 over Cheraw. Hurricanes are looking good there. Wilson Hall, as I just mentioned, up 37-21 over Hilton Head County with midway left in the fourth, around 6.5 minutes to go. And in that ball game, the Eagles will have to score quickly. Hilton Head Prep trying to hold on and punch their ticket to the Skiza 2A state championship game. They're up 33-28, so we're definitely expecting another update there. Once we go in, we'll let you know. The Dolphins trying to do the unthinkable and get to the Skiza 2A state championship. Williamsburg and Thomas Heyward, that is a 30-20 lead for the Williamsburg Stallions. They have a 10-point advantage over the Thomas Heyward Rebels. A couple of big plays from Josh Gibson as well as Tony O'Banner in that game, but the defense has not been able to do enough so far against a very good Williamsburg Academy offense. And then Colleton Prep, they are through. They are in the Skiza State Championship game in 1A. They knocked off in dramatic fashion Dorchester Academy 22-16. They were down with about a minute and so left. Taylor Owens with a go-ahead 40-yard touchdown pass to put the Warhawks ahead for good. The defense was able to shut them down the rest of the way. What a incredible come-from-behind victory for the Warhawks. A really thrilling, fun back-and-forth game. Couldn't be prouder of Cale Owens, Greg Langdale, and that entire Colleton Prep Warhawks squad. They will be in action next week at South Carolina State in the Skiza 1A State Championship. So Hilton Head, Seahawks, the defense has really been the story here after getting the first drive. It has been all DJ Payne's squad in this one, 24 unanswered points, and trying to add to that here. But, I mean, you look at what Josh Bigger, Will Jimenez have done in putting pressure on that Wilson side as Renishevsky trying to get rid of it, and did he complete it there? Looks like they said no, but a great effort there by Derek Renishevsky. Man, he is such a magician, and PD Academy has just went ahead 34-33. I'm not sure how much time is remaining, but shouldn't be that much at this point. So see if the Dolphins can find a way to potentially walk it off here. 34-33, a 1-point lead for the Eagles of PD Academy. And what has been a thriller against Hilton Head Prep, team, which certainly no one expected to still be playing right now, but they are going toe-to-toe with the Eagles of PD Academy. Team they lost to, I believe, 44-0 earlier in the season, and now they are hanging right with them. Can we see some more magic from the Dolphins as we are getting late over there at PD Academy? 34-33, Eagles over the Dolphins.
So far, it looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Has once again flexed its muscles on defense and some tremendous drives as well as this game has gone along. From Renishevsky and company. Still looking for an update in Hampton County and Cheraw. That was 28-10. It looks like the Hurricanes should be in pretty solid cruise control from this point forward. A big night from Agent Zero. Singletary.
Beaufort County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's Own to bring you all this great high school sports action
in this one. 3 rushing touchdowns and a
find
pick
BCTV on cable,
so
YouTube, and on the BCTV app. Head over to BeaufortCounty.tv for more information on Beaufort County TV.
Something to say about
TV,
that in terms of
broadcasting
valuable components
our community.
To any of our teams here in the Lowco this year. But Singletary certainly showing a lot in that one as Hampton County in control against the Braves of Cheraw, which certainly against a tougher game, but big players, like Singletary, if they have standout games, it is tough. It's going to be tough to beat this Hampton County side. They will take on, if they hold on, the winner of Manning and Timberland, as I check there for an update on that one. As we move forward here on Lowco Pigskin Live, we got a terrific finish over at PD Academy between the Hilton Head Dolphins and the PD Eagles. We are still eyeing a score that Manning
it's close.
And Timberland game. So still looking for an update there, but that's who the Hurricanes would face should they win that contest. Hilton Head Christian County with some work to do against Wilson Hall, and certainly a commendable effort that we have seen here by the Eagles of HHCA, but they are now down 37-21. We are getting late in the fourth quarter over there. The Seahawks, Hilton Head in prime position to do what they do best, grind the opponent down, run some clock, and although we have seen, although they did just turn it over, it looks like Wilson has the football. So Hilton Head's defense back on the field as they try to hold down a pretty solid cushion, up 24-7. They are pushed back on a penalty, and this Hilton Head team, I mean, they got down themselves a bit, but they got right back up on the mat, and Zarnecki, BJ Payne went right back to him very quickly after he fumbled, and that's just the confidence you see from a guy like Thad Zarnecki. And he made some big defensive plays as well. I mean, he does not take many snaps off. When you talk about what he's been able to do for the Seahawks team, he has been just the solid rock that has really built up the success of what we've seen, really on both sides of the ball. And then, how about Bo Sexton coming in and making a big play, not just with the kicking game, but as well with a quick play pass on a fourth down punt attempt. Connected for a big time.
Beaufort County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's Own to bring you all this great high school sports action again this season. You can find BCTV on cable, YouTube, and on the BCTV app. Head over to BeaufortCounty.tv for more information on Beaufort County
they played so well.
Beaufort County TV, broadcasting
looking like the defense is trying to hold it down, but it looks pretty good right now for Hilton Head High. Wilson Hall 37-21. They have the football as they look to hold off the Hilton Head Christian Academy Eagles, but certainly a strong effort by Ron Paduzzi's side, but looks like Wilson Hall is going to be a bit too much for the Eagles in this one. Barons have been a tremendous team in the regular season, and we saw what they did against Pinewood, and certainly that would be quite a rematch if it is the Panthers and the Barons in the state championship next week in 3A Skiza.
Absolutely.
But not looking so great for Hilton Head Christian Academy as they are still fighting with 3:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Hilton Head's defense has just been rock solid, and the passing game did give up a bit early, but they have really settled in, and this is what you want to see if you're BJP, a tenacious group that just doesn't waver. And I think this has been the best example of the Hilton Head team. If one thing goes wrong, they're going to find ways to fix it and have that next play mentality and move on to that next opportunity. And man, they have made Tristan Howard's life incredibly difficult here tonight. Ever since he hooked up with Taylor Brand very, very early, as we got a third down, and that one over the outstretched hand of his intended receiver, McQuan McWhite, and the Seahawks are going to force a fourth down here.
the sideline to get
as
out of bounds,
this Hilton Head pressure
catch it first.
and terrific coverage continues to improve and impress
Too much spicy brown
this
Blackman's
Wilson squad.
on that ball.
They are trying
Out of
to
North Canton, Ohio, talking about where the mustard
move
is
on to
originally
a
from.
third round game
Shout
at
out
home,
to
and it has been a
my
while
family in Charlotte, North Carolina.
since we have said
Chip and Rita Walsh and my
that
broadcast partner, of course,
Hilton Head has
Daniel
done
Gordon.
something to that
It's kind of an inside
magnitude.
joke between us two.
But they
On the
are
air.
You guys got
With
a
the
lot of
they are
inside
knocking
jokes.
on the door.
Just gonna call some inside jokes
this
outside.
place.
That's what we
Yeah,
got.
why not? Scrambling around.
Fourth down and 10, flushed out of the pockets, throwing downfield, and that is not even close. Terrific coverage right there by the Seahawks once again, step for step.
I'm telling you, this
Justice
Seahawks
Morris
secondary
Jones, who has really been a big
has been on
standout
one in the
defensively
second half.
Yes, they
in
are.
the
They have
secondary.
been
He may have
absolutely
been
on a tear.
one of the
And
better
Howard has not been
coverage
able to get a
corners for the
completion
Seahawks this season's gone
at
along.
all. I
They
mean,
pick
whatever
up the stop, and
completions he's gotten,
that
jump
might
balls
just
that went out
about
of
seal it.
bounds. Other
With
than that,
just
he has
9:39
not
to
been
go,
able to
they've got a
find an open
24-7
guy
lead.
in the backfield
The
or
Seahawks
downfield.
punched in there well on their way
First down.
to the third round high school league
31-yard
playoffs,
line.
and
Hilton
would
Head with the
score their
ball,
11th
trying
win of the season, which would be their
extend
best
17-point lead.
high-water mark
Lenachevsky's gonna
since
hand it off up the middle, and
1990.
that's a big gainer
What
right there.
a spectacular
To
season
about the 25-yard line,
it
I believe
truly
that
has been
stats are, Nicky.
for BJ Payne and company. Hilton Head High defying
up
all
the middle.
expectation, although they were great last year, but you look at the steps forward that they have
9:26 and
taken,
counting remaining.
truly remarkable. By the way, that defense has fought and competed as Wilson Hall adds another one to make it 43-21 this one. All but in the books, it looks like it's coming to an end for the Hilton Head Christian Academy Eagles. Just overwhelmed by a very good Wilson Hall offense, and they just added to their advantage late in the fourth quarter. 43-21 favor of the Barons.
Third down and 1.
This doesn't look like we will have a high school league or a 3A representative
Going
in
over to
the
his sideline.
state championship Saturday, but we will have one in at least one in skis of 1A with Colleton Prep, as they came back to knock off a very good Dorchester Academy squad. And Thomas Heyward still down by 10. 30-20 run out of time, taking on the Williamsburg Academy Stallions. Williamsburg's offense just been a bit better in this phase. That one will.
Beaufort County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's Own to bring you all this great high school sports
over
action
Dorchester
again
Academy
this season.
and,
You can find BCTV on cable,
either of those teams think
YouTube,
it should be
and on the
terrific game. I'm
BCTV
pumped
app.
up to see
Head
what
over to
Halo's gonna do in the state championship
BeaufortTV
game.
for more information on
Just
Beaufort
an
County
electric
TV.
player.
Beaufort County
Man,
TV,
with a flair for the
broadcasting
dramatic
our
tonight.
community.
What a moment, what a memory for him. And I'm sure he knows the job is not finished. He still has another game to go a week from now, and should be some incredible scenes over at South Carolina State. Now, obviously, these state championship games have been played at Charleston Southern the last few years, but due to a conflict with a football game at Charleston Southern next week, it was moved to the field of South Carolina State in Orangeburg, right the same place where the high school league championships will be held 2 weeks later. Maybe we'll be able to get to that field twice in a 3-week span. That would be pretty nice. We still have Hilton Head. Looks like they will be still going next week, and same for the Hurricanes, unless crazy things happen. But we have pretty good confidence that the Hurricanes are going to hold off Chiraw. And they will take either Manning or Timberland. Now, not sure where they will be, because I believe if Manning wins, they will go there. If Timberland wins, they will host that third round game. So I'm waiting to see where they will be, if they'll be home or they'll have to go to Manning. Find a score there, and still in Christian County continuing to fight. And there's a nice long catch and run, as they will take it in to the end zone. Touchdown HHCA. But it's only 1:52 to go over there at Wilson Hall. But good to see the Eagles still fighting.
34-33.
Press Langhouse and company have done a very strong job after some just adversity and tough sequences have happened throughout this year. But good to see Joseph Hop continue to step up in a long touchdown catch from Press Langhouse. The Eagles will go for 2 here. As Langhouse take the snap, he'll step back, he'll throw the right side of the end zone. It's caught. 2-point try is good.
Here's the thing. We're doing our research. We're looking back.
Good work there by the Eagles, but looks like might be a bit too late for them. As
I tried to look for similar games.
They will inch a little closer.
Similar strength of schedule, all of those things I try to look for.
HHCA fighting hard on the road, 43-29. Now over there
Hilton Head,
at Wilson Hall.
15 or so games, they've only lost to South Florence.
I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed by what Hilton Christian Academy has been able to do. Despite it doesn't look like they will come on the right side of this one. Give props to how they have performed, as Hilton Head has made it 31-7. So the Seahawks punch it in, and they are well on their way to a third-round matchup coming up, and they will host it no matter who wins that Great. It looks like it will be Great Legion on top there, but Seahawks, very impressive performance. I mean, we weren't sure in terms of how close this game would be, but after Wilson got the early score, it was all Hilton Head high, 31-7, 31 straight points scored by the Seahawks, as BJ Payne's team continuing to make their presence known in Troy football, and they will, looks like they'll be in for a tough test next week.
There was a squib kick from Hilton Head, and
they will, looks like they will face off as we rewind the touchdown, and it was Thad Zarnecki who took it in yet again for touchdown number 2 for him on the day and on the night. And there you have it. Hilton Head high 31, Wilson 7. Seahawks in command, and that should be all she wrote in terms of the decision there.
And we will let you know.
Seahawks are well on their way. Another, after the fumble, terrific bounce back ability from Zarnecki and excellent defense. I think the defense has really been the big story. 7 points allowed. That was all very early in this ball game. It's tremendous job by that defensive front and by the secondary. We've really stepped up after giving up that long touchdown in the early portion of that game, and it is looking very, very good right now.
Beaufort County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's Own to bring you all this great high school sports action
on her way to
this season. You can find BCTV on cable, YouTube, and on the BCTV app. Head over to BeaufortCounty.tv for more information on Beaufort County TV. Beaufort County TV, broadcasting our community.
Last we checked, went up 34-33. Do we see anything there?
7:09 to play. Here in quarter number 4.
Still looking.
The matchup between Hilton Head and Wilson.
Can we have another miraculous finish for the Dolphins of HHP? We just saw Hilton Head Christian Academy pick up a score to kind of the deficit, but certainly still a long way to climb. And
35-yard line, Wilson with the football.
Wilson Hall looks like they have just responded with another score. It's 49-29. So
up the middle, and Lyde takes
that appears to be the
yard line. Big run right there.
Cherry on the top in that one for the Barons. They're about to move on to the 3A State Championship game, a long run
as we
for Wilson Hall to put that deficit out of any distance for HHCA. This offense has been spectacular. HHCA's defense, which has been elite And a couple years prior, tonight they have been bested by a very good Barons attack as Ben McLaurin has had himself a monstrous game, finding the end zone against 50-29.
So it looks like we're going to have quite the showdown.
Tough night for HHCA's defense as they're about to see their season come to a finish.
Interesting turnaround since
here.
I was just covering college football. Me and Marcus
Seahawks appear to have been moving on. Same for Hampton County. Colleton Prep is through. Still looking for an update. Thomas Heyward. The last time we checked that one, 30-20 in favor of the
Central Christian, which is
Williamsburg Academy Stallions.
Great collegiate. Yep.
So it's an interesting full circle life there.
We have a final. We have a final from Thomas Heyward, and not a good one for the Rebels. It's Williamsburg 37, Thomas Heyward 20. It will be the Stallions of Williamsburg Academy and the Warhawks of Colleton Prep to decide the SCISA 1A state championship next week at South Carolina State. Should be a tremendous game. We'll be there for all the coverage as Colleton Prep with a tremendous come-from-behind win will represent the Lowco in SCISA 1A. Again, your final from Williamsburg, the Stallions 37, Thomas Heyward Rebels 20, and it was a great start for Thomas Heyward. They got it going quickly. Josh Gibson with the opening kickoff all the way to the house for the early lead, but back and forth affair from there. A couple of big plays from Palazzo on defense and Dawson Drew as well, but ultimately not enough for Thomas Heyward as they fall 37-20 in offensive run near the end for the Stallions in this one. So Williamsburg and Colleton Prep is your state championship matchup in SCISA 1A.
SCISA playoffs.
Have a looks like we're in the final seconds over Wilson Hall 50-29.
That's
over
right.
Hilton Head Christian Academy. So it looks like we will have a 3A team. We're still waiting on the final PD Academy. Can Hilton Head Prep find a way to come back and win that one? Hilton Head Prep was at midfield. Last update from Justin Jarrett. But were they able to put some points on the board to potentially win the ball game?
I'm wrong, Javon, but you saw Hammond this year.
Yes, the Seahawks of Hilton High.
HHCA, right?
Looking to see out. It has been a really impressive win over Wilson after the Tigers got it going very early. It's been all Seahawks since 31 unanswered points, a couple of touchdown runs from Zarnecki, one from Nashevsky, and a beautiful pass by Jeremiah Walters, who has made his presence known in this ball game as well.
Nothing doing there. 5:37 to go in regulation here in Hilton Head.
That's my opinion.
Hilton Head Seahawks here to have this one really locked up and play great collegiate. That would be quite a difficult one for Hilton Head, but you know what? By the way this defense has been playing, they certainly have a shot.
In almost a decade.
Great 32-21 the last time we checked over there, but Hilton Head, can they find a way to neutralize what has been a prolific Eagle attack in that one? That should be a tremendous game coming up next week. Is Hilton Head will try to take these last few minutes off the clock here at the Nest. It has gone final at Wilson Hall. It is the Barons advancing 50-29. Congratulations to Wilson Hall, terrific team. And see if I can find out what happened in the Pine Prep game and confirm that state championship
He's
matchup.
one that has had some injury issues the last couple of years.
Pinewood Prep all over Florence Christian, 31-6. So that should be a Donnybrook between the Panthers and the Barons.
clearly
to
shown
decide
he's
the
snapped.
3A
He's still at
state championship game.
bit of
But once
toughness.
again, Wilson all
They
50,
put Dollar
Hilton
there.
Head Christian
That's the end of
29.
that. So,
Right.
and you know what time it is at this point into the game.
Dollar's a
From
good player to watch too.
each
He
from Wilson Hall
is, but at
against
this point, you talk
HHCA.
about in the middle of a playoff season, you talk about a chance where
And a
can
pretty
go far in the playoffs.
pretty solid
you see what
finish
happened
to
Zarnecki there.
Ron
He didn't
Paduzzi's
go to
squad this
Richard.
season. I thought
He
they were
didn't go to
very
Caden
competitive.
Stewart. He went all the way to
Showed us a
Dollar.
lot.
Yeah.
And that's important
And
to say.
in
Yeah,
tough
the running
circumstances,
backs
they were
like
able
that
to
for the night.
really
That's
put
it.
something
It
together
also shows
and
that they
impress.
have depth on
As
this
this
team
year
as
went
well,
along,
and
and
young depth,
a lot of
too.
props to what
Third down and
HHCA was able to
17.
do, and lots to build on.
23-yard
As,
line.
They
And
get
out the
ready
gun goes
for next
Derek
year, so still
Renachetski.
waiting.
Again, he doesn't
on
need to rent one. 'Cause
couple
he
of
can
games,
run
including
or throw the
PD,
ball everywhere.
Hilton
There's
Head
a
Prep.
dart,
This one appears to be
and it is
all but
incomplete, a little
wrapped
bit
up in
low.
terms of the
Given the numbers
decision
going
in this
for
one,
Stewart,
31
given
to
the
7.
numbers
Hilton
going into
Head
this game for
4-1 to
Zarnecki,
go in the fourth.
114 carries,
Seahawks are
943
on their way to a
yards.
spot
He
in the
averages
lower state
104 rushing yards
semifinals.
per game.
Twice
Actually, 105 rushing
the
yards
year
per game,
for
and 16
DJ
touchdowns
Payne
on the year,
Seahawks
and he's
team.
added 3 more tonight.
Mercy.
And almost
Yeah,
9 yards
take
a
it
carry.
one
That's just
step
quick
further
math. 100
here.
carries, 900 yards.
2025
Fourth down
really
and
predicate on that
17, ball
defense,
at
which
23-yard line.
was
4:06
terrific here
remaining.
tonight.
In regulation,
After that opening
31-7,
score,
all Hilton
after
Head
the
here
fumble,
tonight.
which kind of may have
But you know,
rattled
They
them
look
at
to
the
take
start, but
on Great Collegiate
after
next
that, I
week.
mean, they have played
You know, you mentioned
lockdown,
Dollar.
ferocious
He's
D, the
had-
defense that we
he's
had
had
expected them to
experience
see. And
this
this
season running-
this really
running
brings
the
me
ball,
confidence. I mean, if it was a 1-score or 2-score game, which I expected to be, they may have different thoughts about that Great Collegiate. The fact they won this 31 to 7 shows me I think they're really well prepared to deliver a challenge to that Great Collegiate.
Beaufort County TV
And
is proud to
gone
partner
final
with Beaufort's Own to bring
for
you
PD
all
Academy.
this great high school
It's a
sports
heartbreaker
action again
for the
this
Dolphins.
season. You can find
PD Academy
BCTV on
30
cable,
for
YouTube,
Hilton Head
and
Prep
on the
33. The
BCTV
Dolphins
app.
had
Head
the
over to
lead with 4 minutes to go, but the
BeavertCounty.tv for
Eagles
more information
got the
on
go-ahead
Beaufort County
score,
TV. Beaufort
and,
County TV,
they
broadcasting
will
our
advance.
community.
But what a run for the Hilton Head Prep Dolphins. A lot to be proud of from Doug McFadden and that Hilton Head Prep team. The Cinderella of the playoffs, I think, as a whole. What they've done, and unfortunately came up just a bit short. It was a thriller over there. Round of applause
We welcome
to
you
what
back.
this Dolphins team did
4
this
minutes
year. I
left.
remember the start of the year. A ton of rainouts, a ton of just inconsistency from
Looks like
them.
the punt was
And
blocked. That's going to
what
be
Doug McFadden did
in,
this year,
the red zone for
unbelievable. Unbelievable what that team was able to
the
accomplish.
ball
And 1 point away for a
is
state
at the-
championship game.
About the 15-yard line.
It hurts
Tigers
because
are
you
gonna take
think
over.
how
First
close it
down
could
and
have been.
10. 4 minutes left.
Now,
Hilton Head looks to take on Great
I mean,
Collegiate next week.
I'll say
4
it would have
minutes
been
left.
great to go to the state championship game, and that's what we want to see. But
Hartsville.
Yep.
nobody's beat
moments
Bethesda
ago.
this year. No one's beaten Bethesda. There's no way. Bethesda is just been an absolute powerhouse, and yeah, it would have been great to get
First
there.
down and 10 at the
but
15.
Bethesda they're on another level. But look, I mean, this was
By
a
the
game
way,
that was
Going
44
into this
to
game,
nothing
Richard and
44
Zarnecki,
to
the running
nothing
back duo, have
in that
combined
first contest a couple weeks ago.
False
A-
start
A
prior to the
1
snap.
point
yeah.
game.
They have combined for a
Excuse
whopping
me.
1,630 rushing yards on the
Wow.
season.
Just
Really
incredible
impressive
stuff
from the running back duo.
from
And the
Look,
word
Doug
it may
McFadden.
not sound like a lot, but with that
Kudos
running back duo,
to
that is
Dolphins
impressive
for
as
one
compared to the
heck
fact
of a
it's two
run
running backs rather
here
than
in
one who may be
2025.
rushing
Here's
1,000
a run to
plus
And I
the
think there's gonna be a lot more to
outside
come. I mean,
for Wilson to the
a
20
performance like
and
this,
down
yeah,
the
they didn't get to
19-yard
the
line. In
state
words
championship
of
game, but
the
man,
late, great Keith Jackson.
what you have built after
Nelly.
putting together a
By the
year
way,
like you have
Dolan
done,
has had a few touches as well. He
knocking
has
off the 1 seed in
234
County
yards
Academy,
this
giving
season.
everything.
For him to be coming
Giving
in
all
and
that you
getting
have.
those late game touches, it's good experience
And
for him next
making
season. if
PD
he
have
needs
to
come
earn
in
it at the
for one
very
of the two
end,
running backs that are
going
both
toe to
juniors this
toe
year,
with a
Zarnecki and
perennial
Richard.
It was the
powerhouse.
Hardyville game
And the
that you
PD
and I
Academy
saw Hilton Head
coming up a
here
point
that
short, which
Dolan
stings, but man,
really showed up.
unbelievable
brightly.
job
Yeah.
by
There's
the
a run
Hilton Head
up the
Prep
middle.
team. And I'm sure there is a
And not
lot
much doing for
more
Wilson.
to come
3:26
for that
remaining
Dolphins
in the ball
program
game.
very, very soon. So, cannot be
Marcus Walsh,
more
Max
proud
Raj,
of what
Javon
that team
Livingston here on
accomplished. And
Beaufort's Zone.
The Dolphins are back. They put themselves back on the map, and I'm just very excited for what McFadden will do next year to follow up with the season that we just saw, especially after all the adversity and tribulations they had to go through. We saw it coming when they gave a big challenge to Hilton Head Prep that last week this season.
How about it?
Gosh, how many
And then they did something special next week and nearly did it again.
Like
You didn't say they did something special this week,
when they need to get a first down,
making this a game to the very end and nearly pulling off a second start in a row on the road. On the road.
So many mistakes in a ball game.
Incredible stuff.
In their season.
Right.
We
Well, they are
will
wearing yellow, so
definitely see a lot more from this Hilton Head Prep team going into next year. And,
run to the left side by number
some
28.
good momentum. We always say
Lyde.
football season is still for the year.
Lyde has been a great player for them
Now,
here
you
tonight.
go into
sorry,
basketball season,
Javon.
Hilton Head Prep energized after
What do you mean by
what's happened with the
they're
football
yellow?
team
I'm confused.
season that they
Please
went
help
on.
me with that.
Good vibes. Good
Yellow
vibes over there in
flags.
Sea Pines. So, congratulations
Fair enough.
to the Dolphins on a heck of a
All right,
run,
guys.
but it comes up just
Sorry,
1
sorry, I
point
was
short
confused.
of a state
that
championship
effect's gone.
appearance.
I had
They
to
fall
explain it.
34.
I know that you had to explain it, but
33.
I didn't
So,
understand it.
Walsh got it.
We will have our lone representative
Sorry, I'm not
17 to
Marcus
go.
in the
I'm so sorry.
Skiza State Championship Saturday action. It will be the
Oh,
Warhawks
not
of
much happened
Colleton
there on that
Prep,
run.
the
Hold it
one
down.
To
team
the outside.
that will advance,
And another flag.
and they will face
That one was flying
the
like a
Williamsburg
kite
Academy
up in the air.
Stallions.
Did you see that Hilton Head player? He was holding
a
him back.
program
Kid
which
was
has
trying to run
been-
out of it, just holding him down.
They've
and just brought him
become
back down.
just an
Man,
ultra
one thing about
powerhouse
Hilton Head,
in
on top
terms
of
of
all the speed,
either
the
appearances,
physicality,
state
they have
championships.
strength, and those
It's going to be
trainers
one heck
for
of a
Hilton
game.
Head have done a
I
fantastic
am
job
so pumped to see
getting
what
this team
Cale
as
Owens
strong as they are,
will
as
be able to
physical
do
as
in
they
a
are.
Absolutely.
proverbial bright
4th
lights,
and
but that
15,
will
ball
be
at the 20.
in the second half will probably
And
be
we've
dark,
got a
but it's a
timeout. We'll take
3:30
it. Be right
kickoff
back on Buford Zone.
from South Carolina State on Saturday, and I'm incredibly pumped. I think Colleton Prep is a real shot in that one, and Williamsburg Academy, that offense is for real. And Colleton Prep's D step up. I have a feeling that we could see a lot of points in that game. Both offenses very prolific. We've seen Thomas Heyward put up some points against Williamsburg. Oh, it could be a really fun game. Back and forth style kind of game. It should be electric. Coming up next Saturday. So
I thought
just
they
the one
did.
Skiza team to advance, the
I thought we
Colleton
called
Prep
timeout.
Warhawks, as we run you through the
Hilton Head
scores
coming
again
back
here.
out. 2:09 to go.
All
And
updated.
first down and 10.
Still have, Seahawks are getting close. They are getting close to wrapping this one up. They are up 31-7, and they have the football.
The snap.
They
And a
still
run
have a
up the middle
fourth down.
for a couple of yards to the
That is
22, and that
correct.
was Dowling again.
2 minutes remain in the ball game. What a great game
Hilton
it's
Head,
been for
Yes.
Hilton.
regardless.
And they will be moving on to another home
I'm
game
not sure.
tomorrow night.
Okay, I don't
Or
think the
not tomorrow night. What am I saying? Next Friday.
ticker
Sorry.
was, or the scoreboard was
49-28.
correct
Back
there.
correct.
They had
Colleton
second
football.
down
Hey,
versus
Hartsville.
the chain crew. So
I think that
Hilton
was
Head's
the same
ball.
score
1:34 to
updated
go,
us on
and
Max
they
a few
will
hours ago.
look to run out the rest of this clock.
Tell you what, though,
2nd and 8.
I wouldn't be upset.
Seahawks are
if
about
that
to
game went back-to-back football.
punch their ticket. We have a final, looks
I
like,
want to keep playing, man.
from
There's the
Hampton
snap.
County.
And here's a run
They win it
for a
28
nice
to 10.
gain to about the
No change in
31-yard
that
line.
score. They are
believe
headed
that was
to
Dawn
Manning
again.
next
I
week
believe.
Yeah, that was the first
in
down. That
lower
was the
state
change in that.
semifinals
That
in
was
class
gonna end the game right
class
there.
2A.
By the way,
Above the high
Lincoln
school
Dowling,
league,
running
so
back,
just
Bill
waiting on the
Linebacker
one
Jr.
more
By the way, we should mention freshman quarterback Austin
between Hilton Head, which is
Wiedemann
a minute
is
and
in
11
at
seconds from
quarterback
wrapping
for
up, and
Hilton Head now.
there we will
Right,
have
the
it.
starters are completely
Second
out
round of
now for
playoffs.
Hilton
It
Head
looks
and
like we will
well
have
rested, to
three
get ready
teams
for next
moving on
Friday.
and three
They
teams
deserve
being
to
sent
get
home.
the rest of the game off, and they're
We'll
going to
take
need all the
500.
rest they can get
In
against what
a,
is
in a
very
week where I
solid,
thought
great
not
collegiate
any of the six
Yes,
games,
indeed. Looking forward
neither
to
of them
that.
were going to be easy.
With
We
you
go
fellas,
500. Hey, I'll take it all day
51
long.
seconds left.
Pretty solid performance, especially that Colleton
And the
Prep.
knee.
That Colleton Prep win.
Well, we got a moment, fellas. I'd like to remind
Unbelievable.
everybody who's been joining
What
us tonight.
what
If you
a
enjoyed
show
our coverage tonight, you can text
from
Buford to
Kel.
801-801 to
Ice in
donate
his
and help
veins,
support our
clutch
coverage of local high
pass
school sports.
with
That's Buford
around a
to
minute 10, minute 15 or so to
801-801
go.
to donate and help
Right on the
support
money,
our coverage
touchdown
of
Warhawks.
local high school
They are
sports.
on their way.
All right. 25 seconds left.
A Skiza
And that's
state championship appearance.
Hilton Head is going to improve to
I kind of feel like
11-1 on the season.
I think I may have said earlier. I said, well,
while very good,
I think we were debating on the show. I was like, okay, Cole Davis or Kale Owens. No, Cole Davis was spectacular. He did incredible things with the football, and maybe Kale Owens may have had a bit more help than Cole Davis, but that's another debate. Man, I think both those quarterbacks are special, and we are going to see the moments for Kale Owens next week. It has gone final. Hilton Head 31, Wilson 7. The Seahawks scoring 31 answered points after going down early. They march on to the lower state semifinals in the 4A classification of the South Carolina High School League. It's an 11-win season, which matches the best mark for the Seahawks since 1990. It has been a historic season for BJ Payne Seahawks, and it continues on to next week. I remember seeing a year where they've continued to play football this deep into November here at home with Ness, but that is exactly what will happen as Hilton Head gets ready to face what looks like Gray Collegiate. They win 31-7 over the Tigers of Wilson. Tremendous defensive performance tonight. BJ Payne, something special he has brewed this year here at the Nest. Island made as they wear it proudly on their sweatshirts, but I think it just goes back to the start of the year and losing someone as just someone so important to us as Joe Momonier. And man, the Seahawks team has really exemplified all the qualities that made Joe Momonier such a special individual and such a hard worker, great athlete, great coach on the lacrosse field as an athletic director as well. And I'm sure he's been smiling from up above many times this season, and he has got to be thrilled of what this Seahawks team has done, and just the grit and the continued success on the defensive side of the football. I'm just incredibly impressed by the play at all levels, and the fact that the secondary has continued to get better, and you've seen guys continue to put that relentless effort up front, like a Josh Bigger, Will Jimenez. They really made it difficult for Wilson. Coach Payne, they've done such a great job just making adjustments on the fly this year. They have been just incredibly tough to beat, especially here at home this year. Bluffton gave them a good run, but they have put together two tremendous performances so far in the playoffs, and they are moving on to round 3, which will be right here at the Nest. Hampton County in the house. The Canes are moving on. To the third round of the High School League 2A playoffs. Hampton County Hurricanes, they are on their way to Manning, and will have their sights set on some revenge. They get another chance at Manning, the team that knocked them off a year ago. Oh, they have been waiting a long time. See this team again next week. Oh my, will that be fun? That is going to be a thriller. So, let's check and see if we have another update. Maybe a final update from Gray Collegiate. It is final. Gray Collegiate 49, Hartsville 28. And that matchup is set. For the lower state semis next week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the brackets as this game has come to an end. I'm going to pull up the bracket here for some of our for the teams that we still have are alive in, because it is we only have 3 teams left. Here, so let's pull up the bracket. But first, we got some. I'm going to take some time to shout out our sponsors who make this all possible. So we pull up our sponsors who continue to do such a great job supporting everything we do here at Lowco Sports. As we come to you live here on Lowco Pigskin Live on this Friday night, and we have 3 teams, as we said, advancing into the state championship game in Skeeza. We got the Colleton Prep Warhawks, and then we got the Seahawks and the Hampton County Hurricanes. But yeah, our show presented by Mickelson Law Firm, original sponsor and the all-star sponsor, official real estate's closing attorney, presenting sponsor of Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Call on them for all your legal needs. WHHI TV, your great partners in local sports journalism, the only television station devoted entirely, exclusively to covering the Low Country. Keep them up with all the latest news on WHHI TV. They're available through Spectrum, Hargray. They are streaming online. WHHI TV. Welcome back, Hudson Seafood House in the Docks, the local booster club. Great place. Oh, fantastic food. Fantastic. Seafood's great. The shrimp is great. The hush puppies are great as well. And sunsets and cocktails. Hilton Island. Presenting sponsor in front of the bus. New episodes every Tuesday. Although we record on Wednesday this week, but I assume we'll be back to Tuesday this coming week on the Local Media Network. Twinge and Twombly, our new sponsor, personal injury attorneys. A rare name, but remarkable service. And Hilton High, Williams Windows and Doors, our fantastic former coach, Coach Barrett, former state champion, now setting screens in the Windows game, proving your view of Lowco. All right, let's pull up some brackets now that all of our games are in the books. Your final scores is you've seen them come across the screen a couple of times. We will once again check those out before we move on. 6 games that were on tap here tonight, and 3 wins, 3 losses for the Lowco squads. Started Hilton High, as we mentioned, 31-7. Seahawks move on to the 3rd round of the High School League 4A playoffs. They get Gray Collegiate at home, and that should be a great opportunity for Hilton Head's team. And you know what? Don't put it past them. Don't put it past them. By the way, they've been playing defense right now. 31-7 Seahawks. Hampton County rolls 28-10 over Sherrod. Really wasn't close, but it was all Jalen Singletary. 3 rushing touchdowns and the pick 6. He could count for all 4 of them in the Hurricanes win. And then over in Ski, although actually Hampton County, I mentioned they'll be on the road at Manning, rematch of last year, and that heartbreaking loss. That's where they will be in round 3 coming up next weekend. And then Skeeza. We had 4 teams enter, only 1 survived. Unfortunately, Wilson Hall being Hilton Christian 50-29. PD barely knocking off Hilton Prep 34-33. Man, what a remarkable run it has been for the Dolphins. Just unbelievable. Nearly 2 upsets in a row, and man, just so close doing it again. But just tremendous stuff this year in the playoffs from Hilton Head Prep. 34 PD, 33 Hilton Head Prep. Your final from Skeeza 2A. And then in 1A, Thomas Harrop up a good fight early, but Williamsburg pulled away 37-20. They will face the Colleton Prep Warhawks thanks to some heroics. Cale Owens. Go-ahead touchdown pass with under 2 minutes to go. They win it 22-16. They will take on the Stallions next week on Saturday for it all. Skeeza 1A. So we'll definitely have a lot more analysis on that one. And Justin Jarrett, founder of Lowco Sports.
What's up, buddy?
You were at the Colleton Prep, or what am I saying? I've just been an hour and I'm already saying this information. You were at the CB.
Yeah, I was. I'm coming in hot from the Cove. We had the season opener tonight for the USCB women. So Kevin Libby and I were on the call. Actually, 2 games tonight and 2 tomorrow because it's the Southeast Regional Challenge. Got two Peach Belt Conference teams, USCB and Georgia Southwestern, each playing both UVA-wise from Conference Carolina, the SAC, rather, South Atlantic Conference, and Ferrum College from the Conference Carolinas. USCB women got a win tonight, down 6 at halftime, down 5 going to the fourth, won by 9, 75-66. Really great night for the Catwoman. She and Janiah Heyward both had double-doubles. Good stuff. And then we saw UVA-wise hold off Georgia Southwestern after getting up by 19 early. They held on for a 3-point win. So a couple of good games tonight, and we get to see USCB against UVA-wise tomorrow night at 7:30.
I'll be there. Did they play? Did those two teams play at the Cove as well tonight?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Georgia Southwestern and Ferrum will play tomorrow night at 5:30.
Okay, so like kind of a little tournament action, or just like other games going on around here. Cool.
Yeah, they call it the Southeastern Challenge, Region Challenge.
Cool.
USCB men are playing in the same type of event up at Francis Marion. So they played Emory and Henry tonight, won 100-80. Had I think 5 guys in double digits.
Nice.
Dominic Eason had 20 to lead the way, and then they get Francis Marion tomorrow. Essentially a road game there. So great start for USCB basketball tonight. But
I'm bummed for that one.
Awesome
and also,
night.
I did not mention this at all during the show in the football section of it, because this is Lowco Pigskin Live, but we got some state champs in the Lowco that just happened today. The Bluffton girls going back to back. Trying to quote Drake there, but yeah, he's saying that song. They went back to back. Yeah, I can't sing like Javon. Well, I'm not a rapper, I'll tell you that. But anyway, they are back to back champions in 4A high school league cross country. The South Point boys won the boys division. They didn't just win the girls; they ran away with it. They won by 43.
Yeah, and I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to be really close between them and Bishop England, and it was just going to be a few points separating them. But Bluffton clearly had a little something extra in the tank today. They tapered down well, and looks like they ran an incredible race today. So major props, Bluffton cross country. Dana House going out with both state championships in her last year. And then Woody takes over in year 1. He keeps the tradition going. Awesome stuff for the Bobcats.
Yeah, what a program that's become. That Bluffton girls team doing it again and doing it in dominant fashion. As mentioned, a 43 point win is pulling up the detailed individual results that I saw earlier, but I'm bringing them up again. I know this is a Lowco Pigskin Live, but we need to take a moment to recognize state champions as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And so Giada Cargi, I'm not sure to pronounce that name, led the way. But how about the 7th grader, Kaylee DiGermensi, with a 19 flat? Good. That's for crazy, 6th place in the state as a 7th grader.
What are we doing here, Bo?
I mean, my goodness. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking to the car in front of me about why he's going 8 miles per hour.
Anyway, 7th grader Kaylee DiGermensi, 19 minutes flat, 6th place in the state. Giada Cargi led the way for Bluffton, finishing 16 seconds better, around 15 seconds better, 18:44. Then Bluffton also had 2 others in the top 11. Emily Hunt, just a freshman, and the senior Madeline Craps. But, I mean, tremendous job by the Bobcats putting 4 of the top 11. But Max Araj is into the studio. Max, tremendous performance by the Seahawks as they went 31-7. They move on to round 3 to face Gray Collegian. But we were talking some cross country because the Bluffton girls won the state championship today. And we mentioned a 7th grader finishing in 6th place with a 19 flat time. But outdoing all of them, Hilton Head's Julia McKenna, or at least she outdoed everybody but one, the champion Dea Ross from Wren. But Julia McKenna with a 18:34 to lead the way for the Lowco squad and 2nd overall in the state. So congratulations to Julia and to this Bluffton team. Tremendous team performance. 61 points. They bested Bishop England, who came in second by 43. So dominant stuff there. Bluffton back-to-back. On the boys' side, May River in fourth, leading the Lowco squad. But River's Talon Farrington, the senior, second overall in the state with a 15.45. Man, that is blazing.
That's smoking. What is? Do you recall what David Adams' state record is? I think it's in the 14s.
Top of my head.
Right? I think it is in the 14s. If I'm not, I'm trying to remember because I used to look up some of those records.
Sub-16s when I was there, but sub-15s are pretty rare.
Yeah, but I remember looking this up one time, the first time, and being like, because somebody told me what it was one time, and I said, no, can't be. And I had to go look it up for myself and verify that it really was that fast. And that's why it's never been broken. I mean, it's crazy fast time.
Yeah.
But 15, I mean, when you're sub-16, you are flying. What year is Farrington?
He is a senior. So wrapping up in style, second place in state.
I believe his sister runs for USC.
Oh, nice.
So
do you know what his college plans are? Because I'm sure he has aspirations to run somewhere. I'll have to check.
I don't.
Sure he does.
I don't.
Talon Farrington is his name.
I'm going to pop inside, and I'll join you in a few minutes, boys.
All right. But yeah, congratulations to Bluffton's girls. They are back-to-back champions in High School League 4A. But let's get back to the football. And Max, you were there to see the Hilton Head Seahawks put up a really dominant showing after they allowed a touchdown early, 31 answering points. I said on the show, but I think the real story was that defense and how well they played and how they really did a good job pressuring Wilson as this game went along. And after that tough sequence where they fumbled inside the 10 and then gave up a quick touchdown pass to the Tigers, nothing else since then onward for Wilson. But just how impressed are you of this complete effort from Hilton Head, and especially the way that defense played throughout after that early start?
Yeah, I mean, extremely impressed. And I think one of the reasons it wasn't a closer ball game, Wilson had a lot of penalties, a lot of false starts, a lot of delay of games, just was a main factor in this. But yeah, that Hilton Head defense has continued to be strong. That secondary locked down that absolutely ferocious receiving core that Wilson has. They locked them down for the entire second half. Tristan Howard, the quarterback for Wilson, could not find an player that entire second half. And the funny thing is, you look at that final score, 31-7. Wilson sits in the same region as South Florence, and the score in that game, 35-7. I'm telling you right now, if they can get past who they play next week, which, by the way, will be Great Collegiate at home, as Great Collegiate took down Hartsville 49-28 tonight over at Great Collegiate. They will be coming to the and they'll be coming to the nest next Friday, and we will be on Buford's Own. Myself, Marcus Walsh, and Javon Livingston will be on Buford's Own for that game next Friday between the Seahawks and Great Collegiate. But in this game, that score, comparison between Hilton Head and South Florence gives you a really good feeling for what this Hilton Head Seahawks team can do. And people forget, this is a young Hilton Head Seahawks team. Not a lot of seniors on the team, a lot of juniors. But this is they get a lot of players back next season. And I'm telling you what, this Hilton Head team, I really have very for them if they can make it through Friday, which is going to be a really tough matchup with Great Collegiate. But if they can get past Great Collegiate on Friday, I think they have a really good shot against potentially South Florence for that lower state finals game.
Yeah, South Florence, they have shown that they are a powerhouse as well. By the way, Clemson just jumped on top of Louisville, 20-19 in the fourth quarter.
Very nice.
To go.
I was going to say another comparison tonight. South Florence took down Bishop England 49-0. That sounds a lot like the game between Bishop England and Hilton Head. So again, another comparison there between these two teams of South Florence and Hilton Head. And I think you would like Hilton Head's chances if they do end up playing South Florence at some point in the lower state finals.
I mean, I think they match up pretty well against any of these teams, and we've shown that the pedigree of this defense and how they play consistently, especially after, they've had some hiccups at times, but they just know how to adjust and really do a good job of making you warrant. And Hilton Head, just Josh Bigger was relentless from the start. Jimenez as well, but they just continue to be ferocious, and they just don't give you much. They pressure you to make quick decisions, and they've got, once again, the guy who I mentioned last week, but continues to see his presence known in what he does on this Hilton Head team. And it's, as I pull back up the roster here, it's important to develop a defense that can compete at all three levels. And we knew that they were going to have a pass rush, so we knew they were going to have guys up front who can. But you see a guy like Zarnecki, you can play both ways, and he just never takes the play off. You see that with Walters, who pounced on that fumble, and then one play later he's in the end zone. A great pass from Renishevsky. Right. He's just a dog. He has been.
I mean, actually, I wanted to mention one other thing. I did get a brief update from BJ Payne regarding Hayden Crockett. It sounds like it is a lower body injury for Hayden Crockett. I don't think there's a chance he may not next Friday's game, and that could be a big loss.
Wait, Crockett got hurt tonight?
Yeah, Hayden Crockett got hurt. He was carried off in a stretcher, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to return their game next Friday. So that could play a factor in their game.
That's too.
Yeah, I mean, he's another big time piece.
Their center was
already missing a couple, another piece. So they're getting thin on the line, which is certainly
they are
not what you want to see getting into a matchup with Great Legion. So
that's asking a lot.
Makes it,
to turn it around that quick.
But I mean, Hilton Head pretty dominant once again. Two tremendous performances, but just the margin of victory, I expect to be a bit closer. But give credit to the Seahawks for how he just continued to work hard on defense. And man, the other guy who I was going to mention was Cohen Fields. They have a couple guys defensively who just work incredibly hard, and mentioned. Oh, Justice Morris Jones. I'm sorry, I picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Justice Morris Jones, number 27. That's who I was planning on mentioning. He was relentless and doing a great job in coverage. And
I'm going to guess if they shut down those receivers as well as Max suggested, I'm going to guess Bubba Gadsden had a good night too, number 33.
Yes.
You might not say his name that many times because they probably didn't
that's
throw
because
his
they didn't get many chances. They didn't throw his way.
Both him and Jeremiah Walters had great second halves on the secondary, being able to lock down defenders. Because I'm going to be honest, I think Tristan Howard may have had one or two completions in terms of throws in the second half. I mean, that's how locked down they were, and they couldn't find an open receiver. And the other thing I noticed was Wilson's receiving corps seemed to be injured with a couple players. They were missing one of their key senior receivers, Zion Mack. He was out the entire game. But number one for them, Bowman, was limping pretty much from the second quarter onward. So they were a bit down. And they were trying to find different ways to move the football down the field, but that Hilton Head defense just locked them up, both in the running game as well as the passing game too. I think this Hilton Head team, if they can stay healthy, I think obviously the offensive line might be a problem coming in.
Marcus, you're in the dark.
But I think if you look at this team,
Mark in the dark.
Heading home, much like Max.
Said, comparisons between them and South Florence, I really like.
We're losing you, Max.
I tell you what.
Sorry, I'm on the bridge over back to Bluffton.
No problem.
10-4.
No problem.
Welcome, Marcus Walsh.
Thank you. What a ball game. Yeah. And it was, as I mentioned at the end, we had some post game thoughts and certainly finalized some scores and whatnot. it was far from a perfect game by Hilton Head. They made mistakes. Some of them certainly penalties, a bunch of penalties for both teams. But Hilton Head got down early, 7-0, and it took them about a drive and a half really to get things rolling. But once they did, and obviously Thaddeus Zarnecki, huge game. You know, certainly Derek Renajewski did a great job of managing the game. Bill Risher was tremendous in the ground game, and the defense made a bunch of huge plays. Josh Bigger was all over the place, especially in the first half.
Yes.
And really a great workmanlike effort for Hilton Head. Obviously, things to polish up, but it looks like they're going to be taking on Great Collegiate, and we'll have it next week. The three amigos, I guess you could call it.
And by the way, you were on play-by-play tonight, Marcus. I was able to listen to you guys in the second half, and yeah, you loved it.
And we'll be doing the same next week.
Obviously, I'm not sure if you knew the unwritten rule about if you mention a song on air, you have to start singing. That's the policy.
Javon mentioned it to me, and I started singing. I did not hesitate.
What did you serenade with tonight?
Gosh, I had forgotten about that rule. Certainly, but do remember that happening with certainly listening to some of his broadcasts. Gosh, what was it, Max?
I mean, I
can't even remember now.
I don't think I'm capable of not singing a bar if
Sorry,
somebody mentions a song I know. I was belting out some closing time at the end of the USCB game tonight. Just belting it out right along with them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. But, yeah, Hilton Head gets Great Collegiate. That one was not marked in here, but that's who they get.
I am updating our
South Florence 43-0 over Bishop England.
Yeah, how about that?
Goodness. Yep. North Augusta, South Florence should be a fun game. That's a pretty good North Augusta team. Maybe,
it's all chalk in 4A.
Yeah, all chalk, 1 versus 4 and 3 versus 2. Yep, no surprises. And then in the upper state, you got South Point taking on. We're still looking for an AC Florida Seneca score.
Oceanside did not blow out Marlboro.
West Side won against Wren, and then hey, here's an upset. 7-2. Camden beat Daniel.
Yeah, I had that one though.
Yeah, okay.
I was on Camden there.
Yep. So Camden, West Side, and then South Point. Don't know the Florida Seneca score at this point, but that's where we're standing.
South Point was 49-0. I think
49-0.
They're all on max
South
preps.
Point they're looking good.
Yeah. They're all in max preps. I'll get them for you here in a minute when I get.
There you go. There's your
updated.
There's your 4A bracket. I'll pull up the 2A bracket in a second.
Yeah, it was all chalk too. Philip Simmons, 17-7 over Atlantic Collegiate, and Central won big. I'm starting to think Central may take out Philip Simmons.
Well, if that's the case, they would get that game at home. If assuming they beat Manning, obviously some work to be done first.
Is that right? Central. Oh yeah, Central's a 2.
Right,
that's right.
Central's a 2. Correct.
They're dangerous too. Yeah, they're in that split region where they and Chirac, I think, came from that region, and then.
All right, here we go. Here's 2A.
But it was like 2 and 4 came to the lower state, and 1, 3, and 5 went to the upper state or something. It's a weird region.
Yep. All right, so there you go. Hampton's through. They win 28-10. Although they kind of let the defense take control the rest of the way. But as I mentioned, it was the Jalen Singletary show. 3 rushing touchdowns and a pick 6. And then Manning 46-24 over Timberland. So Hampton will travel to Manning.
Rematch.
Yeah.
You guys.
You just had a reaction?
Yeah. Abbeville 28, Louisville 29.
Ooh, man.
Wow.
Abbeville has fallen. That paves the way for Bamberg. Bamberg beat Latta 49-6. I am a Bamberg truther.
Bamberger Earhart.
Bamberger.
I don't think anyone's beating Bamberg.
Big Bamberger.
Yeah, Bambergers. They're going all the way. But yeah, Hampton, Manning. As I said before, they've been waiting a long time to get this opportunity to get this Manning team again after the heartbreak of last year. They'll get them. They'll get them next week at Manning. But then this other same bottom side of this bracket, Central 49, East Clarendon 28. Philip Simmons 17-7 over Atlantic Collegiate. So not the most convincing win for Simmons, but Atlantic Collegiate kind of held him in check. But it'll be Central, Philip Simmons, Iron Horses host as they're the 1 seed. So that'll be next Friday, and then Hampton Manning, Clinton over Saluda, Andrew Jackson Fairfield having a score there. Chester over Batesburg, that's not surprising. Strom Thurmond, not surprising as well. They beat Liberty. So, nothing too surprising yet. All the favorites there advanced on the upper state side of that bracket. So,
I'll tell you what, though, Hampton County is going to have the test next week against Manning, a real test.
Oh yeah,
no question.
Yeah, but I like them in that matchup. I really.
Yeah,
do.
I do too. I do too. But it is a test.
As long as Agent Zero is
he's cooking, then it's going to be
standing upright and running the ball.
Also going to say, they have a test. Hilton Head definitely has a test against Great Collegiate at home next week.
Yes, they do.
Oh, for sure.
DC is already texted me. I'll check them.
I'm encouraged about what Hilton Head now. That injury, the Crockett certainly tempers a bit for me, just how important he has been. But still, the defense can find a way to keep him in that game.
Yeah.
I'm sold on how good this Hilton Head defense.
I am too. Tonight added to my confidence because that Wilson team had some firepower and they didn't have any trouble shutting them down.
A couple of those receivers who were impactful earlier, Hilton had kind of shut them down after that. I mean, they had a couple of big completions, but other than that, I mean, it's really all Seahawks. I didn't see too many big plays from Wilson after the long touch or the touchdown after the turnover, and then after that, I mean, you saw the big fumble recovery by Walters, and that kind of really propelled that game in their direction. So,
Lyde was absolutely terrific on the ground and a big force of their offense. If I'm being honest, he really was outstanding. They did a great job of shutting down the big guy that they have on the outside, and it was smash mouth, pounded football, and Hilton Head did a great job of stopping it for the most part.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I think this defense has what it takes, and it's not just the front up on the line, but I think the secondary can compete against most squads, if not a good amount of them. Just the way they were able to stay locked in and displaying some strong coverage downfield. I mean, this is a team that we weren't really sure what to expect in that department, but they're looking like a legit great defense. And what Max said earlier, a bunch of these guys are coming right back next year.
Yeah,
I mean, this team's going to be very good again in 2026. There's no doubt about that. And you still have a chance to do something special this year. And man, I mean, this is pretty uncharted territory, especially for myself as a Seahawks fan. We've never hosted a playoff game this late in the season, or at least this late in the month of November. So it's pretty cool stuff to be able to still play.
No, to host, you're right. But
right.
Last year
I'm just saying they weren't home in the third round last year.
No, they had to go to South Florence, and it felt like a pipe dream. So you're right. Being at home against and it didn't turn out to be a pipe dream. Like they were in that game for a half,
right?
And then Jaden Sellers happened. But he's a Gamecock now, so I love the way their defense plays. So I feel like they got a shot no matter what. It changes the metric if Crockett's out for sure, but I think you have enough confidence in your offense that you're going to take what's there.
Take what they give you.
Continues to be just a pro.
You make things happen, and Raniszewski, he had some crazy schoolyard plays in this game where he was trying to make things happen through the air. One resulted in an interception. He just misjudged that throw a bit, but he can make things happen.
Yep.
Just the creativity of his game, pretty special. He can run the football as well. So if you have a good quarterback play like that, you're going to give yourself a chance if he can make some big throws. That guy is he is quite the gamer out there, man. And it seems like he makes a big throw on 3rd or 4th down every game, or at least a couple.
Yeah, I agree. Now let me posit this to you, Wes. Can we conceive of a world in which North Augusta knocks off South Florence and the Seahawks host a lower state championship game?
It is certainly not out of the question because I've been high on North Augusta throughout this season. And
I have too.
They laid a butt. They were close in the first half against Gilbert, and then laid a butt whooping in the second half. So I wouldn't put it past them. Wouldn't put it past them at all.
That would be something else to have a 4A lower state final on our home turf. Last time would have been the Crib years, right? Crib.
No, Buford was home 21 when they're 4A and they beat
for the lower state
West Florence, I believe. Yeah. Yep, Buford beat West Florence.
They had to go to Dillon at some point during.
No, that was 3A. That was the next year.
Oh, that was in the 4A. That was in the 3A.
They hosted West Florence. They beat them, and they lost to South.
That's right. You're right. Right. Never doubt Wes. He always remembers. There's your 3A bracket.
That was an impressive game for Buford. They blew them out of the water in that game.
Yeah. I'm remembering it now. Oceanside against Dillon should be interesting. I mean, Marlboro gave Oceanside a little bit of a game tonight, so I think Dillon can hang with them. But really, the big matchup there is Loris Newberry, both undefeated, both really want a shot at Oceanside. They're like the Hampton counties of 3A. I feel like the guys that are knocking on the door and want to knock off the big boy. So that'll be a very interesting one next week. And then 2A, of course, we have interest here still. Hampton County going to Manning, looking to avenge last year. Jalen Singletary told us on the show last week how badly he wants to go back to Manning. He wanted them. And he wanted to go back there where he was unable to play most of the game last year with an injury. And then we'll be looking to see what happens with Central and Philip Simmons, because if Central could pull the upset there, which is definitely a possibility, then we could see Hampton County getting back home in Barnville for a lower state final. So,
and that's certainly possible. I think that Central they've spent a lot of time this year as the #1 team in the poll. They've been a very strong, prolific group, and I know they lost to Andrew Jackson, I believe, but I still think they're a very competitive, terrific team. And I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick that game, I think it's a toss-up between them and Philip Simmons. And I wasn't convinced much about Philip. I mean, they beat him. I mean, it's the playoffs. A win is a win, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm backing Central in this game. I'm not sure why. I'd like him a bit better than Simmons right now.
Yeah, especially with the scores tonight. I think. I mean, obviously, Atlanta Collegiate's no slouch. Let's be real about that. They're a solid football team, but I think that's a little too close for comfort if you're Philip Simmons, and I think they can't have a close game like that against Central because that is a very strong Central team. So I kind of agree with both of you here. I think Central could be, could be that major trap game for Philip Simmons.
I was on Philip Simmons going into the tournament, but the way they're trending right now, I think I would probably take Central if I were picking now. I've been impressed with that region too. They're tough, so I like their chances in there. How did Andrew Jackson do today on the? Fairfield Central. Andrew Jackson, no score. I'm gonna see if I can find that one.
Now, looking at this bracket, so say Hampton County wins, say Central wins. Hampton County, I would assume, gets the
Hampton
home
County's at home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just see a home with a big H next to the.
Yeah, that's if
Philip wins.
Two of the same seed.
God,
the H just indicates if you have two of the same seed, who will be the home team.
Okay.
So that is
the H decides
H.
who's home, and
yeah, if it's two of the same seed.
Yep.
So we still in a hunt there. 1A bracket. Here you go. Cross shutout Bethune-Bowman. Johnsonville beat Scottsbranch pretty bad, which is a little surprising. So
wow.
Not that they beat them, but that they kind of whooped them. So that semifinal is interesting. Carvers Bay Bamberg is a very good. Carvers Bay is good. They smoked Lakeview tonight.
Yeah, they're really good.
But they got to go to Bamberg. So I think that's going to be a really good game. I really think that's the lower state championship game. I think whoever wins it is gonna be the one that represents in the.
I like Bamberg a lot.
State championship, and Abbeville is out. OUT,
crazy, crazy,
unheard of. Oh man, they're gonna be like. It's going to be like Friday Night Lights. They're going to burn down the coach's house tonight.
Oh, God.
Not really. But, man, they ain't used to football season ending this time of year.
No, not at all.
Nope.
The wrestling coach will be happy, but unless he's the football coach.
Unless the fans will not. They're not. They do not expect it to be. This is a team that normally plays deep into Thanksgiving time, but not this year.
Yeah, they always practice that the day after Thanksgiving, like every time. But Johnsonville, they beat Scottsbranch 38-14. HKT beat Wearshaw, so they could be a problem in the upstate. But man, that really Lamar, it opens it up.
Oh yes, Lamar
in the upstate. So they got a path now.
But Bamberg, if they get through, Bamberg Lamar game for a state title would be fun.
That could be fun.
Oh yeah,
it would be fun to watch. Yeah, 100%.
Skeeza 3. I didn't get these updated.
Christian overwhelmed.
We can update these in real time.
Great offense.
Man, they hung in there.
They did
for a good while.
I think if Cress hadn't gotten injured, I think they could have had.
Oh, he got hurt.
Yeah, he was injured.
Not sure what happened, but we did hear that.
I believe he came back. Remember,
he came back in the game
later.
So
he
came back.
He was hurt.
Okay.
He came back in the game, but he wasn't fully healthy when he came back. So I think that kind of hindered him a little bit to do anything.
Yeah, but if you give up 50, that's long odds.
But I mean, granted, this was the state championship game we expected to see anyway coming out of this bracket.
Pinewood and Wilson all. I mean, Christian Academy.
And Pinewood. 45.
Hey, they played. I'm telling you right now, because those two teams played in the semifinals last year. That was a much better game played by.
They were a lot more competitive. I mean, a lot more by the eye test and by the score.
This one though,
man,
as big of a heartbreaker as you could have, 34-33.
And they took the lead, like they had to go ahead.
They had
4 minutes left.
And then they got to midfield and couldn't.
Oh man,
get to the scoring range.
I'm not sure.
What a
how much of an
effort.
What an effort! What a tremendous
run! Just gonna say right now, if they had won, you would have had to eat a massive crow.
Oh,
I would have been. I would have too.
I would have been.
That was the right pick to pick.
Man, I would have loved to eat it.
Yeah.
No, tell you what.
I was gonna ask you if they won tonight, how would you like your crow cooked?
Oh,
I'd love it. I would love to see that. Hey, and you know what? You were on to something with that pick because man, they had every chance to win that game.
I'm serious though. Like Marcus and of course Kevin went through, and as they were talking, I was just thinking, man, something about the prep team. You know, something about the team.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
look, God, what a game!
It was the camo boys.
I'll tell you what, that first game, that
made you believe.
44-0 game. That just shows how much this team has improved.
God,
I mean, man,
can you imagine
compared to what you saw that first game?
I just want to say, to close a 44-0 gap to make it a 1-point game the next time around. That
unbelievable
is what growth looks like on an exponential.
Unbelievable.
And they have no reason to hang their heads.
No
way.
None.
No way.
With the way that they
their heads high because
battle.
They went into, here's the other
not
thing.
just with that,
kids
but
get it.
in the second half of the year, Just phenomenal
and
stuff.
Just all that went against them. I look early in the year with the St. Andrews game. You go back to that Beaufort Academy
Dude, they would
game,
beat St. Andrews like a drum.
and then that game they had to play on a Tuesday. Just yeah.
I wonder though. I know Bethesda's really good, granted, but do you think it would have been a closer game with this prep team over against Bethesda?
Oh, for sure. It would have been a more.
I don't think they would win, but here's the other thing I want to say.
It wouldn't be running clock the whole second
I would have
half,
loved to see them win the state championship game.
Right.
No one's beaten Bethesda.
I would say this though.
No one's beaten Bethesda this year.
Here's the other thing though. That prep team had to drive 4 hours to PD Academy, which is one of the most raucous football games you can go to in Skeeza.
Hey, they weren't intimidated by environment.
They made it a 1-point game.
Yes,
you better hold your heads up high for a game like that.
I guarantee you they are. That was epic, and that's a program building. Couple of games that they played in the playoffs.
That's the program turnaround.
All the reps that those younger guys got. Like obviously they got to find some new dudes, but I'm sure they got. I know they at least got one kid who's young, who's a quarterback, gonna be a quarterback. He plays baseball too, but I know he's a quarterback. They got kids there. They got athletes there.
And I said
that's all Doug
I
McFadden
said this
needs.
earlier in
He's
the
proven
show.
that now. Give me athletes who are willing to work, and I'll make you into football players.
Look, I said this earlier in the show. To get to this point, to upset a 1 seed in Colleton Academy, to take PD to the very last few seconds of a game like this.
Yeah,
I mean, this could be a big time turnaround for this program, and to see what they did, that's going to attract just more energy and excitement for this program going forward. So this is going to stick. I think this is a true big time turnaround for Hilton Head Prep football. And
I agree.
What a hire that has been proved to been. To get a guy like Doug McFadden, terrific coach.
And he's not going anywhere either.
Alongside him.
Oh no! Oh God, no! I really hope
he's not going anywhere. He loves
not
this
now.
place.
God, no, not now.
He was never going anywhere. Like he wants to live here, And
he seems to be in here for this day. I think he's.
I have somebody else that I want to give a shout out to when it comes to that school, and certainly we've talked about a couple of guys in this position over the years, certainly Rich Basirico being one, and he's a very tight guy and friends with all of us for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But what a job that Sean Hardy has done.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, my gosh, to completely just be entrenched in everything with the athletics. Eric was there for a couple of years, and obviously things didn't quite work out. I don't know, obviously, the whole story, but clearly they didn't. And that was at a point where Hilton Head Prep was kind of down, certainly football, but they were down. And Sean has resurrected that entire athletic program.
Yeah,
a bunch of sports.
And now you bring that same energy in the basketball season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And basketball, has always been one of the mainstays for sure. But I can't wait to see Coach Campbell and Coach Strickland and what they can do with those respective programs. But we still got a little ways to go.
Yep. Coach Campbell was, of course, in the Cove tonight. So was
Rennie Campbell, the new Sand Shark.
The whole family was in there. So that was cool. Courtney had a good showing. She didn't have big numbers or anything, but she looked good out there. Team looked good. And on other Hilton Head Prep related news, I don't know if you guys realize, but Wednesday in the Cove, Florida Tech is coming, which means Ty Harpring will be in the game. Yeah. Gonna be a good time.
Nice.
Looking
a lot
forward
of
to
Hilton Head Prep connections there. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we got one going to the ship. It ain't gonna be a Charleston Southern, though. I gotta fix that. It's a South Carolina State.
South Carolina State.
Oliver C. Dawson Stadium.
Let them Lowco Skeeza group.
I mentioned it the other night, but my first ever Skeeza State Championship event was the what it would have been 2005. Is that when I got here? Yeah, 2005 state championship at South Carolina State, where Hilton Head Prep beat
Prep,
Colleton Prep. That was a Brock Miller
and now Colleton Prep wasn't in your coverage area at that
They
time.
were not, but no, they were not. So we were all in on
And
Hilton
of course,
Head
the
Prep
head coach was none other than Ron Peduzzi.
Ron Peduzzi. Chucky Scarmanach, DeAndre Morrow, Niles Murphy, some of the stars of that one for the Dolphins.
Big time.
So, fun times.
Yeah, great to see Colleton Prep back in there. And I talked just the greatness and the clutch factor. Cale Owens,
baby.
What a throw there on that go-ahead touchdown pass. Tremendous.
At least I have a reason now to head out to Orangeburg next Saturday.
Indeed.
And watch
3:30 p.m. kickoff.
By the way, I think that's going to be a fantastic game between those
against
two
Williamsburg,
teams, Williamsburg and Colleton Prep.
And a good effort by Thomas Heyward, too.
Yeah.
Heyward had a lead early. Gibson
Yeah.
to kick off the
They were
house
giving them a heart attack again. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, they were giving them all
a heart
giving
attack,
them
that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, credit to Heyward for how they played because they had a tough start to the season as well. So
yeah.
Props to what they did this year.
By the way, I do have
and also that concludes the tremendous career, unbelievable career of Antonio Banner over there at Heyward.
Yeah.
Decision time.
Yep.
By the way, I got a final score though.
The
Clemson
Tigers have
takes down 20th ranked Louisville 20-19. Great game between those
He's
two
gonna
teams.
Slither his way into a freaking bowl game and save his job.
That will probably save his job at Clemson if there was any doubt.
They're 5-5 right now. He still has to get a win. So,
I mean, no, they only get to beat Furman next week.
But can I be honest? Even if they do make a bowl game with that record, does he still have a job?
Well, it definitely makes it harder to fire him.
It does, but I still think.
Will they beat a ranked team on the road?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I think he saved his job.
Means a lot.
I think he saved his job.
All right.
Sadly,
anyway,
I know we all wanted to.
Davis went down. That's
I can't find the Holly Hill Lawrence score. It ain't even on the Skeezers Facebook group, so I don't know what to tell you there.
You know how Skeezers is.
I'm out of ideas. And I'm about out of gas, out of road.
Skeeza and social media. What a combination!
I'm up for that Colleton Prep Williamsburg game. The Stallions still have a tremendous offense. But here's the thing: I feel good about Colleton Prep. I mean, Heyward is able to really do a lot against Williamsburg's defense. So I think this could be a really fun game with two offenses that really have looked good, and I'm just really pumped to see what Owens can do in a duel against a great Williamsburg offense. That should be a ton of fun.
So the question I have is, what time will that game be next Saturday?
3:30 p.m.
Oh, we know that?
Yes.
I was going to ask, do we know that? Because Skeeza clearly decides to wait.
Well, I saw Lou tweet about it very recently.
Well, if Lou said it's gospel if it's high school sports in South Carolina, so.
Yep. I will confirm that real quick because yes. Class A, 3:30 p.m. kickoff from South Carolina State.
Oh, great! That means I got time to go to Charleston after the game. Fantastic.
That's perfect. It's not too early. It's not too late. And get in there, get out there. We can still do a show that night and
it should be hopefully some great weather on Saturday afternoon over in Orangeburg. I hope. I hope it's kind of like what it was today. Nice 70-degree weather. Can't get any better than that. But yeah, great win for Colleton Prep. I mean, look, especially after the last time these two teams faced in Walterboro a few weeks back, when Dorchester got the better of Colleton Prep. Like I said last night, Colleton Prep is good at learning from mistakes that they made in previous games and is able to fix those mistakes fairly quickly, and they did so tonight to get what was a fantastic win to take them to the chip.
Yeah, it was not looking very promising, but incredible clutch factor once again.
Great game though.
Yeah, I mean, just incredible stuff from him and that Colleton Prep defense shutting him down. Terrific game, and what a job by Greg Lingle, remember this team lost to JP2 in their opening game of the season. And really,
God, which seems like 10 years ago.
It seems like so long ago.
Yeah,
so long
It
ago.
Really does. It really does.
I remember I was going to go to that game as well, and we were
I was at that game.
We were about 10 minutes out.
Yeah,
the Funky Bunch and we turned around and came back home because of the driving rain. And then I ended up talking to you guys, and the game started at 8 o'clock or 8:30 or whatever. I'm like, I was stunned that game got played that night because of that much rain that fell down. And to think it was all that long ago,
I'm surprised they got
we're
it in
heading towards the end.
Know how, we know how that field is.
They were racing the curfew.
Speaking of which, this is a rematch of the 2022 state championship game.
It is.
Williamsburg and Colleton Prep. Those same two teams met in 22.
I wonder if
and
Scott
Williamsburg
Catterton's
won
going
41-21.
to dye himself blue again.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't go full blue man group.
And
but
the funniest thing is,
he had a
some of these
blue mohawk
players-
with Liberty spikes. It was
Because
amazing.
2022, clearly not that long ago, some of these players remember the last
mean,
time
the-
they were
the-
in
the
this
seniors were
championship
freshmen
game.
that
They
year.
remember.
Oh yeah, even the younger kids were on that sideline. They were ball boys or whatever. Because they had all the middle school kids out there on the sideline with them. Like you do.
Yeah, they
You
remember
let them
this.
get a feel. They're all in their uniforms and they're not suited up, but they got their jersey on and they're part of it. And that's why you do it. Because when you get back there 2 years later or 3 years later, those kids are like, they've been there before. They're not awestruck. And so, no, I think they'll be well prepared. That should be a terrific game. I mean, just
It's
two
gonna be great.
really
It's be a lot closer than the
hard-nosed
2022
football
affair,
teams that are gonna get after it. I feel like we know Williamsburg so well at this point because we see them every year in the state championship game. We've lived the history of Williamsburg Academy.
I remember watching them play
rivalries.
Hilton Head Christian in the state championship game years ago.
And then Heyward and Colleton.
It's just I feel like they're considered a nephew at this point because seriously, we have seen them enough times.
Yeah, but they're always
and
the
have
heel.
followed them enough. Yeah,
they're always our heel.
They're always the
but we have great respect. That's definitely
absolutely.
the result.
Yes,
so,
fantastic program over there. Fantastic program that they have at Williamsburg.
Yeah, I got to figure out. I guess I'm gonna have to go to Manning next week because
that's a trip. That is a trip.
I did it last year.
You did it last year.
Yeah, you were. I remember that. Yep, you were there.
I just everybody,
should know.
y'all are gonna be
there.
Yep,
y'all are
I
gonna
guess,
be posted up at Hilton Head. I feel
Head,
like if I'm free Friday, I gotta bust it to Manning.
But then you
maybe
drive back home and then go to Orangeburg the next day. So,
well, no, I'll have to go. I'll be out that Saturday because I have a softball tournament in Bluffton.
So, well, it's just me then. All right, I'll see you.
Well, you and whomever else ends up going, but I'll probably get somebody right along with me to Manning. I'm sure. Maybe Sammy Dubs or Coach Gardner. Somebody will want to roll out. Yeah. Actually, Jeremy Orr will probably want to roll out with me. He's a Hampton guy.
But you'll be good for championship Saturday.
Saturday? No. I'm just coaching softball championship Saturday.
Max and I will have to.
Yeah. You boys will be on the job.
Yep.
But I'll be able to get on with you that night.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss it being at Charleston Southern though. That's a great place for a state championship game.
I think they'll be back there next year, barring that.
Yeah, probably will. Just
share with everyone that hey, we have a home game that day.
With the Bucks playing that day. So
real.
Yeah.
But hey,
well, you got to book that before they make the schedule, right?
Like championship game.
I'm trying to think. Does the state? Doesn't the high school league state championship games take place at South Carolina State as well?
Yes, 2 weeks later. Yeah, same venue.
Yep.
I always feel like they should play them in Columbia, but that's just my
opinion. That was
well, they move it around.
I believe they in 2020 they moved.
I know, but at William Bryce.
Yeah,
but I know it's all about money, but still.
Yeah,
well,
the financial aspect is also like there's the factor of just the stadium being so big and the seats. They just
it doesn't need to be in that venue.
I mean, Georgia
it really
football
doesn't.
hosted at Mercedes.
Honestly,
Benz,
I think Benedict is a fantastic facility.
I think it's great.
That's a good point. I do like that idea.
Yeah.
For high school league state championship.
But people
games,
hated it. People complained. People complain no matter what. That's the reality.
Don't worry
they
about
just
the
complain
complaining.
no matter what.
Just shut up.
Yeah,
and enjoy
but South
some
Carolina
football.
State, I'm excited for
But
that.
you're
To see
complaining.
that
So
venue
you don't
and
want them to worry about you.
yeah.
No, to be real though, I mean the beauty of the high school league being a member run organization is like just today, I filled out a survey as a head coach of, my opinion of what realignment should look like. And there were questions asking you about what you like about your current region alignment and what you don't like. And would you be open to this or that or the other, up to and including combined regions that go across classifications, like 1A and 2A schools having a combined region that makes more geographical sense, and same for 3A and 4A. Then, of course, you're going to have to talk about how you do playoffs, but now we have an RPI system that we've learned how to kind of lean on. So I think there's a way around that. So everything's on the table, and they survey the membership and get thoughts from the people on the ground about what would make more sense for them. And that's how they arrive at these policies, So there's so many moving parts. To be critical of anything from our view is like almost irresponsible unless you do some digging into the the nuts and bolts of it. Because we're just talking out of our ass if we say something like they should have it at Williams-Brice. We have no idea how much it costs to have it at Williams-Brice versus South Carolina State. If we did, we might go, oh my God, they should never have it at Williams-Brice. That's insane. So, I mean, we don't know, but that information's out there. You can go Freedom of Information Act it, you can find it, and you can pick through it and pour over it. But I always trust that they're operating in what they think is the best interest of the membership, which is all of us, for the greater good, and that's why they lay out policies and procedures, and then they have to operate within those policies and procedures so that it is for the greater good. And if the membership wants to change those policies or procedures, they all have to agree to do it. You can't just arbitrarily change things. So it's complicated. That's the best way to say it. What are we saying? What happened? I
don't know what happened. What did happen?
What happened was
Hampton
Jalen
County
Singletary got a pick six and 3 rushing touchdowns. And
that is exactly what happened.
A happy man tonight. So yeah, Kane's on to the next one. Hilton Head on to the next one. And more basketball coming tomorrow at the Cove.
Dude,
so
that's
pretty cool. You all ready to go to bed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we still have I guess we'll finish up the sponsors that we haven't shouted out. Just 2 more. Revenant's Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor, presenting sponsor at the Lowco Grind, and Jay's Barbershop. And I'm sure they're still proud of Tom and Sarah for what they did this year. Big Rebels fans. It's a place to be in Ridgeland, wherever you get your haircut or not. So let's give our final thoughts. So takeaways from real quick, week 2 of the playoffs. Round 2 of the playoffs.
Really impressed with, despite it not being quite the clean game that Hilton Head wanted, I'm sure. Really impressed with them and their ability to just play their style of game. Physicality is the tone of the day. They go on to take on Great Collegiate Max. Javon and I will have that call next week. And then, again, really, really impressed with Hilton Head Prep and what they were able to do despite the losing effort. Heartbreaking loss late, but my gosh, there is no quit in that team. There's no quit in that program. And kudos to all those guys over there. A lot of great showing from this low country area tonight. Thomas Heyward as well, but we're starting to really see the teams that are definitely making.
And nobody rolled over
happen.
Tonight. Everybody battled to the finish.
Right. Even though they British Academy, I mean, it was like a 2-score game there, 3-score game.
Yeah, they fought in that game.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely fought.
Yep.
I guess it's my turn. two things. The first thing for me, Hilton Head had a great win, but I think my team of tonight for me was Hilton Head Prep, because I tell you right now, that team just showed, everyone that, they're not a rollover team. They just, closed a 44-point gap that they had the last time they played PD and went on the road and only lost by 1. I mean, obviously a heartbreaking loss, but it just showed when this Hilton Head Prep team finally turned it around and can win games, get over that hump of not being able to finish in football games going into the fourth quarter. They came into the fourth quarter today. They came into the fourth quarter last week and got the win last week against Calhoun Academy, did the same thing today. It just didn't go their way today, but they played one heck of a game against PD Academy and what is a very raucous crowd. Myself and Justin Jarrett both know what that's like, going to watch a football game at PD Academy. It is absolutely an insane atmosphere.
People crazy.
You go on the road for 2 straight weeks. You take down a 1 seed, and then you almost take down a 2 seed to move
that beat
to
you 44-0 last month.
Right, and that's my point. I mean, this team, Doug McFadden and this coaching staff just showed everyone that they can fight with anyone, and they can make it a dog fight and get the wins when they can. I think tonight it just didn't go their way. They had a chance to win this game too. If they could have just gotten into PD territory and had a chance to kick a field goal, if they could have gotten into a good enough spot, we could have been talking about this Hilton Head Prep team playing for a state title next week against Bethesda Academy. And I just, hats off to this Hilton Head Prep team, man. They just showed everyone. And I think they showed us that,
for sure,
we didn't have high hopes on them clearly last week. And, we said last night, myself, Kevin and Marcus, we had voted on them to win. I had a weird feeling after that game last Friday against Calhoun. I just said, man, something about this, it doesn't sit right with me to go with PD Academy. And I just thought they may have a chance. I know it's a raucous crowd and all, but hey, raucous crowd at Calhoun Academy too. And they were able to get the win there. Why not? And they were 2 points, just a field goal away from going to a state championship game in Orangeburg next Friday. Hats off to Doug.
I'll be honest, I don't know what their kicker's range is, but they got to midfield. They couldn't have been but 25 yards away from at least trying one.
Exactly. That's my point.
Man,
it's so close.
I was hitting refresh on Max Preps because somebody was updating, and they just kept saying approximately 4 minutes left. They said that when Prep took the lead. They said that when PD took the lead.
It did take a long time.
Said that when Prep got to midfield.
Someone give me an update. It's so
how
close.
Much time is on the clock?
It seemed to me like it was about 15 minutes of actual time between the time that Daniel Court texted me, there are 2 minutes left, and the time that he texted me, it's over.
Oh, man, God. It was an eternity. They must have both used all their timeouts.
My nerves were shot just waiting for an update for that game
while we were
on air on Buford's Own. The other thing I
realized how badly I wanted them to win until they were ahead in the fourth quarter. But I was like, "Oh my God, this would be amazing!"
Well, the first update we got was there was 4 minutes left to go, and Hilton Head Prep had the lead.
I'll be real with y'all.
Really?
After those first few weeks, I was worried for my boy Doug. I love McFadden, and I was thinking, man, is it possible that it can't be done there anymore? It's just over. Football doesn't happen there anymore.
It can be done.
And then boom, they locked in. They turned the corner, and now I'm like, look out, they're going to be a problem next year. And
100%.
If they stay in Skiza 2A, they're going to be an issue.
Yeah, 100%. The other thing I wanted to discuss, obviously, we have 2 college football games going on tonight. Still don't understand why college football is on Friday nights.
Money.
I know.
How do you not understand it yet? We tell you every time.
I said it on Buford's Own tonight. I said, you can have it on Thursday. Heck, you can have it on Tuesdays for some action football. But please,
you can rage all you
Friday
want,
night
bro.
to high school football.
The
please.
genie ain't going back in the bottle.
I know. But speaking of college football, we have a full slate tomorrow among college football games. A lot of great matchups, including Notre Dame on the road in Pittsburgh to take on number 22 Pittsburgh. could be an interesting game. Both teams are 7-2 right now, so keep an eye on that one.
College game day going to be there.
This one is more for a group of 5 bid to the playoffs. Number 24, South Florida, is on the road in Annapolis taking on Navy. Both teams are 7-2, and both have 1-loss records in conference play. This could be a key game and could see these two teams playing for a conference championship game in a few weeks from now. So keep an eye on that one. Number 11, Oklahoma, on the road in Tuscaloosa taking on number 4, Alabama. That could be an interesting game if Alabama doesn't play, to the best of their abilities. Who else? Number 21, Iowa at number 17, USC. Let's see.
Yeah,
boring. But here's
of course, between the hedges, the other big one.
Boring. Here's one that's not boring. 7:30 on ABC. Number 10, Texas takes a visit to Athens, Georgia, to play number 5, Georgia. That could be a good game.
Whoa, Nelly!
Keep an eye on that one. And then, of course, locally. Obviously, Clemson got the win tonight. South Carolina on the road at number 3, Texas A&M.
By the way,
good luck,
did you hear what happened about Lenore?
They're a wagon. What's that?
What was that?
Did you hear the news about? I heard something. Let me see.
About what?
About Sellers.
Lenore Sellers. There's been rumors around about his destination in the future. So
he's peacing out. They don't like him anymore.
Yep.
I don't understand why not. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks they have had.
Do you go in the comments? Have you been in the comments lately? They hate him. Gamecock fans are nuts, man. There's no rationality.
I don't get it. Well, clearly because they don't know what it's like to have a good football team. I mean, clearly, because the last time they had a good football team
Connor
was
Shaw
Steve Spurrier area with Connor Shaw.
Worship Connor Shaw.
I mean, look, Lenore Sellers is probably the best quarterback they have had since Connor Shaw. Period.
I know, but I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, go read the comments on Saturday.
By the way, can we also mention the fact Lenore Sellers was in the talk for a Heisman to start out the season?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Carolina for you. This man's going to win the Heisman. He's terrible. Why did we recruit him? Well, okay, whatever.
It's just stupid. I don't understand it. It's not him. It's just the rest of his team. That's the problem.
Yeah. Anyway, back to high school football. Mine is going to center around Cale Owens. He's a superstar. What a performance.
Yes, he is.
And just unbelievable ability to come back and make a sensational throw in a big moment under the lights and will his team to victory. That guy is special.
I think we might finally be able to get him on the show after this.
Yeah, this seems like the week it's got to happen, right?
Hop on in, man.
Well, I invited him once and he couldn't, and then I invited him another time and he was very disappointed with his performance against Dorchester and hadn't gotten that taste out of his mouth yet and wasn't in the mood. I think he might be in the mood now.
How about now?
He might be in the mood now.
How about now?
So we'll reach out to Pops and see if we can make that happen next week. We also need to talk to those Bluffton Bobcats, the cross country
state champs.
Yeah.
We'll get to those coming up on Monday as we head to next week. But Cale Owens, cannot wait to see him next Saturday in the state championship.
Might need to have a chat with BJ Payne as well. Get him on the show about their
for sure
next Friday
as well. So
always love to have BJ on the show.
All right,
maybe we'll get Rob Hanna from his recliner.
JJ, your final thoughts.
Not a whole lot of ground that you guys haven't really covered. I'm probably even more excited about Hampton now than I was because I was worried about this one. And they handled Sherrod pretty easily. Singletary went through a really good defense. I will see what his total numbers were, but I know he had a couple of long touchdowns. He went like 49 yards or something on second play. So he did what he does. Agent Zero was doing Agent Zero things. And then the pick six. Manning played well tonight. So it's going to be a fight out there. They take a lot of pride out there as well. I want to go to that game because it was great atmosphere last year, but it was disappointing and left a bad taste. So I'd like to go check it out if I can swing it. And I love seeing that team play. I love being around those folks and making memories because we've had some good ones with the people from Hampton County. We've had some good ones with Colleton Prep too. Excited to see them going to that state championship game. I have gained a ton of respect for that coaching staff over the years since we picked them up in our coverage area. Langdale, is just a really good guy. And I think he's attracted a bunch of really good guys who are devoted to putting everything they got into those kids and making them the best they can be. And year after year, they bring the goods. And I hope they can finish this one off. It's been a long time since I got a state title over there. I'm going to look up when the last time was because it's been a minute. But they've got a proud tradition. But it's been a while since they got
a long time since they were the champs.
It's been since 2011 when our friend Neil Minton, now at Florence Christian, was over there.
All right.
So it's been a good while.
14 years, been a while. So hopefully, love to see them get back to that pedestal. We'll see if they can do it against a very good Williamsburg team. But final scores going through them one last time. 3 of them getting the win. Hilton Head, impressive 31-7 win over Wilson. Hampton County cruises past Sherrod 28-10. Both of them moving on to the third round of the high school league playoffs. Hilton Head Christian County bows out 50-29 against Wilson Hall. Hilton Head Prep, a heartbreaking loss, but what an incredible run for the Dolphins. Fall for 34-33 to PD Academy. Williamsburg able to get past Thomas Heyward 37-20. Heyward certainly brought it on the road. Colleton Prep, they will carry the Lowco flag and the Skeeza contingent coming up on next Saturday, 22-16 over Dorchester Academy.
Yep.
And they get Williamsburg in the 1A state championship. So there you go. Very fun week, round 2 of the playoffs. Great atmosphere at Hilton Head. And man, feels good to see Hawk still be playing football this late into November.
JP2, big game for JP2 next week too, because if Colleton wins, they get the Transitive Property Skeeza 1A championship. Yeah. They can hang a banner.
Go.
Actually, I was going to say regarding Hilton Head Christian, the one thing I was going to say is the biggest question I have now as they go into the off season and, as they get ready for next year is what's the next step for them? Because they've gotten close, but they haven't been able to get over the hump past Wilson Hall and Pinewood Prep, and you wonder what their next step is as a program because they are losing.
First step is find another guy who can run the ball like Hudson Baker did at the end of the year, and that's got to be a part of the metric. And then you get a whole off season to develop Cress as a quarterback. And
is he a junior? I thought he was a senior.
Isn't he a junior?
No, I believe he is a junior.
Is he a junior?
I'm looking up right now. He's listed as junior. He's listed as junior.
Yeah, he's coming back.
So that's the first thing you do is you find somebody who can run the ball and
get some big boys on that offensive line. Too,
I was going to say, I was just going to say that.
You start talking to some boys that were backups at other places this year, but got some size.
We got open spots for you.
Start talking.
Boys are like some low country.
You market your academic institution to them, right?
Oh yeah,
that's what you do. I mean, we're just pulling back the curtains. We all know what you do. You go try to find some bigger boys, and
I think everybody's doing. Yeah, but everybody's doing that now because, of course, with the public
school
transit.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It
what needs done.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
welcome to the high school football
scene now, ladies and gentlemen. For like the 8th time tonight, I'll say you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Nope, it is gone forever.
I remember how people used to tap dance around the R word. Oh, you couldn't say recruiting. Oh, don't say recruiting.
You can now.
And it'd be a wink and a nod, and now it's just out the window.
The funniest part is I'll say recruiting, and I'll have someone from a school say, "No, don't say that word." I'm like, "Why? Y'all do it anyway now. Everybody does it."
We don't recruit. We attract families to our school.
So recruiting.
What's
cool. Right.
What's Judge Judy say? Don't piss on my feet and tell me it's raining. Don't piss on my shoes, whatever. All right, boys. With that,
there you go.
Let's call it a night. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you, gentlemen, for your diligent work, and everybody who kept us posted on games. Everywhere there was a stream, thank you to the people who were running the stream and hosting the stream. We appreciate you.
Jeremy.
Max, you got something to say?
Yeah, one more thing. Sunday night, I will be doing a Mad Max Lowco recap for those of you who want to watch, to give you my entire thought process on all the high school football games and other things that are taking place in the Low Country and around the world of sports. So tune in.
Filimaxter.
And once again, congratulations to the Lady Bobcats.
Bobcat girls cross country. Amazing.
So for those of you who want to tune in Sunday night at 5:00, we'll be doing a Mad Max Lowco recap.
All right, there you go. You'll take a break. That's your second screen viewing for NFL Red Zone. Mad Max's Lowco recap with the dope Miami Vice color scheme. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, our partners in local sports. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. We will see you. Max will see you Sunday night. The rest of us will see you Monday night. Lowco Sports Lowdown coming at you. For Max Araj, Marcus Walsh, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.